Hi guys, welcome back to another Android tutorial video. Now, last time we created our SQLite handler class, and today we're going to start working on our login activity so that we can deal with all the login requests within the app that the user is going to make. Okay, so whenever you're ready, go down to your login activity class, Java class. Okay. And we're just going to start creating some instantiating some variables, and then we're going to then create our login method. Okay, so let's just create the variables. So private edit text, and then this will be email text field. Okay, and password text field. Say private button, and we have two buttons. We have a login button, and you just have to go to reg button. Okay, and then we also need to create our some sort of a progress bar or progress dialog, so that like when the user clicks the login, just we display the progress as the app makes the call to the API and gets the detail back. Okay, so progress dialog, call it P dialog. Okay. And then we also need two other classes. So we're going to say private session manager, call that session, and then private SQLite handler, we call that DB. Okay, just make sure to import all the necessary classes for these guys. So I'm just going to do this now. And SQLite. Okay, just make sure that you imported the right ones. Like the session manager and the SQLite handler is the one that we created our own, so that should be the one that you should import, not the Android version or any other type you have. And everything else like should be like from the Android libraries. So as you can see. Okay, so and another thing we also need to say is private static final string tag. Okay, I'm going to say login activity class dot get simple name. Okay, now once you have that, then we can go down to the on create, and then we just start instantiating these guys. Text find view by ID or the ID the email TFs. Now I know which one of these are mine. Okay, so I have like different naming formats for each of my XML elements. So the one that I'm looking for the login activity is the one that says email SF. Okay, so that's like email sign-in field. All right, and then the password one is all. Maybe to password TF edit text. Say find view by ID or .id .password SF. Okay, so if you're using my version of the the Android application. Just make sure that you follow these naming schemes perfectly, otherwise you might get some errors. Okay, and then login btn is button, find view by ID, or .id dot I think mine is sign in. Yeah, sign in btn. Okay, and then go to reg btn. Hope I have that right. Yeah, go to reg btn and this button, find view by ID, or go now. Let's see. I think it's. Oh yeah, there we go. So not reg button. Okay, so I just gave the like really weird naming schemes there. As long like if you're using your own version, then you should be able to tell like which one is which and so on. Okay. Now I'm going to say p dialog is equal to new progress dialog. Say this. Okay. And session is equal to new session manager, and this will take in the get application context. Okay, and db as well will be equal to new SQLite handler, and this takes in the get application context. Okay, just like that. All right. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to check to see if the user already logged in. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if session dot is logged in. Okay. So if the session is logged in, then we can just push the user straight into the into the main page or the main profile page. Okay, so you want to say intent I is equal to new intent, and we want to say this, and we want to say main activity class. Okay, this main activity can be any other class that you have. If you call yours like profile activity or profile something, whatever, just use that there to go to that. Okay, and then we're going to say start activity I, and we're going to say finish this activity. Okay, so once you have that, then we can work with the buttons. Okay, so we're going to say go to reg btn dot set onClick listener. Okay, I'm going to say new on click listener. Okay, just do that like that, and then imports the missing classes. So imports the onClick listener from the view, and then implements the onClick method. Okay, so that's it there. All right. So once we do this, then what we're going to do is we want to say intent I is equal to new intent, and we say get. Actually, we're just going to say login activity dot this, and we're going to go to register activity class. Okay, say start activity and we're going to say finish this. Okay. Now we're gonna be using finish a lot so that we can just end the activity, because we don't want the activity to continue running while we don't want another version of the DB helper or the session to be running while the user is using a different screen, okay, or a different activity. So we're going to be using the finishers so that the Android system will just finish off our activity and dispose of it. Okay. So on to the next method, or next button, sorry, and which is the login button. Okay, we're going to say login btn set on click listener. Okay, you can just actually just go say new on click listener. Okay, and then just implements the on click method. And then here we're going to say string email is equal to email tf get text dot to string. Okay, then we say string password is equal to password tf dot get text dot to string. Okay, and then we're going to say okay, if email that is empty and password that is empty, or we could just say if email that is empty and then you put an exclamation mark at the start to say if email is not empty and password is not empty. Okay, then we're gonna do is we're gonna call our check login method. Okay, and the check login method will take in email and password. Okay, else we're going to display a message. Okay, we're going to say toast dot make text. Okay, and the context will be login activity this, and the text will be please enter details. Okay, and the duration, okay, let's put that over here. The duration will be toast dot length long, and then after that we're going to say dot show. Okay, so now we just have to create our check login method. Okay, so if you go right ahead and just go outside the onCreate method. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Go outside the onCreate method and say public, oh no, sorry, yeah, public void check login. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have final string email and final string password. Okay, and then once you have that, then inside the check login, then this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to say string string tag request, which is tag rec, okay, is equal to login underscore request. Okay, and then we're going to say dialog, sorry, p dialog set message, and then the message will be is logging in. Logging in, right? And then we're going to say show dialog. Okay. Now after the check login method, we're going to create two methods. Okay. So public void show dialog, and then we're going to say if p dialog is showing. So if p dialog that is showing, and then you put an exclamation mark at the start of the p dialog there, and we're going to say p dialog that show. Okay, and that's it for that method. The next method will be public void hide dialog, and then here we want to say if p dialog that is showing, I'm going to say p dialog dot dismiss. Okay, so this one you don't need the exclamation mark at the start. You just have if p dialog that is showing. And then here you're gonna have if p dialog is showing or not showing in this case. Then you say show. All right. Okay, so once you have that, then we're going to create a string request. Okay, so we're going to say string request. I'm just going to call it str, and then that's equal to new string request. Okay, so you have to be careful on this one as well. If you have the methods on the wrong place, then you're going to have some problems. So string request, we're taking that and then have a semicolon at the end. Now make sure you import the string request from the Android Volley toolbox. Okay. And now the string request requires a few parameters. Okay. The first parameter is the method type. Okay, so the method, you can say method.post. All right, that's the method type. The second one is the URL. In this case, you want to say app config app config dot login URL. Okay, just like that. And then you say comma. The next one that is going to require is the response listener. Okay, so you're going to say new response dot listener. Okay, so new response dot listener, and then let me just type this out for you then. New response dot listener, and then in the bracket you say string, and then you have round brackets, and then you have the curly brackets. Okay, and then after that you're gonna have another listener. Okay, now this is a bit more confusing actually. Let me undo that. Okay, so there, say dot listener string brackets, curly brackets, say comma, and then the next one then is going to be new response dot error listener. Okay, and then the error listener just takes a round bracket. Okay, and then it has curly brackets. Okay, and then that should be it. So just open these brackets here. Okay, and then all right, so after, okay, yeah, so after the open curly bracket of the actual string request, okay, so that's the open curly bracket of the string request, okay, you're going to type in at override, okay, and the method is public void, sorry, the method is protected map string, okay, and it's called get params, okay, and brackets, just like that, and then imports the map util, and then inside the map, this is what you're going to do. You're going to say map string is just say p, and then p is equal to new hash map string and brackets, and then after that you're going to say p.put. Then what you're going to put is the first thing is going to be a tag, okay, so this is the value that gets sent into the API, okay, so I'm going to say login, so that's what the tag is, and p.put. The next one is email, and then this will take the email, okay, I say p.put. The next one is password, and this will take the password, and then after that you say return p, okay, and then imports the hash map as well, okay. So back on the first response, the response.listener, okay, inside the response.listener, it requires you to actually have a method inside, okay, and the method is looking for is called just if you type override at override, and you say public void on response, okay, and then that takes in string response, okay, and make sure you import the response from the Volley library, okay, and then the same for the error as well. You're gonna need another method for the error. So this for the error is the at override, and that is public void on error response, okay, and then that takes in a Volley error. So say Volley error, and just call it error, okay, and just import the Volley error from the Volley class or the Volley library, okay, and then you can just log that error into the logcat. You say log.e, you type in tag, and then you just say error.get message, okay. So back to the response from the listener, okay. Now we just need to to catch the response that we get back. Now since our API returns a JSON response, okay, since that returns a JSON response, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to say hide dialog. So that means we've done, like, we sent the login and we got a response back, so we can hide the dialog and just move on to the next page. But before we do that, we need to say try, okay, and then we're going to say JSON object, call it JSB is equal to new JSON object, and then that takes in the response, okay. That imports the JSON object class. Then we're going to say boolean error is equal to jsp.get boolean, okay, and then inside we want to say error, okay, and then we're going to say if not error. So if the error is false, okay, then we want to say string UID is equal to JSP dot get string, okay, and then in the string we want to say UID, okay, and then the next one we're going to say JSON object, okay, user, and then that's equal to JSP dot get JSON object, and I remember the object is user. So remember the our API also returns an object type called user along with the other ones, okay, so we're going to get that, and then for each one of those objects, for that object we can get all of his properties back as well. So we can say string name is equal to user.getString, and if I say name there, and then we get the name value for that. String email user get string email, okay, and string created or at is equal to user get string created at, okay, and then after that you can say db dot add user, and then it just takes in all of that, okay, and then you can say session dot is logged in, sorry, session dot set login, and you can say that to true, and then we can say intent I is equal to new intent, say login activity dot this, and main activity dot class start activity I, and then we say finish, okay, and then here we're going to say else we're going to say string error error underscore message msg is equal to JSP, okay, dot get string, and we're looking for the error underscore msg, okay, and then you can just say toast dot make text, and the context is login activity dot this, the message is error underscore msg, duration is toast dot length long, and it's a dot show, okay, and then after the try you can say catch JSON exception, okay, and then in that you can just say e.print stack trace, okay, and now just to finish off, if you go down under that method, if you go just to the part after the after you have the curly brace and the semicolon, okay, just add this app controller dot get instance, okay, dot add to request queue. Okay, and then we're going to say str. Okay, we're adding the request, the string request to the request queue, and then we're passing in the tag. Remember the tag that we created over here, this tag here. Okay, so tag request. So just put the tag request here. All right, and then that's that. So that's that done. That's the login done. Okay. So once you have the login done, then that means everything is working there. Obviously, like if you try to log in, it won't let you in because you haven't created a user yet. So we're going to do the register on the next video when we come back. Okay.